Good day, my great viewers. I'm here once again to talk about Forex, talk about what is going to happen in the market for this week we're entering into. And also, I also want to give a long-term prediction on all the currencies that are paired with the US dollar. Long and short-term prediction on currencies paired with US dollar. Last time, previously, I just gave you tips on how to trade weekly, how to make predictions of what is going to happen within the week from previous week's data. Okay, right now, we are going to look at what is going to happen in the far term, that is long-term trading, and then we're also going to look at what is happening in the short term. Now, we're going to use the Euro USD as a reference point because it is paired with the US dollar. We're going to use it to predict what is going to happen to all the pairs that are paired with US dollar. And then that is for long-term prediction. We're going to use the 4 hours charts on Euro USD. Then for the near term, which is what is going to happen for this week, which we have entered into, we're going to use the Euro USD. We're going to use the 5 minutes chart on Euro USD to predict that. There is always this saying that there is no smoke without fire. So I believe so strongly that when the technical analysis is working in any direction, something has prompted it. So right now, let's look at what I have. I have some list of data of what happened last month, what precisely what happened on August. There are certain key data that I want us to look at. Number one is the interest rate, very, very important. Number two is the inflation rate. Okay, then number three is the GDP rate. These three, I'm going to anchor on them. Just explain one or two things that has to concern with the Euro USD. So now I want us to look at what happened in the interest rate. Interest rate. The interest rate for the JPY in August was held steady. There was no rate hike, there was no rate cut. Okay, the interest rate was held steady. The same thing with the euro. Their interest rate was held steady on August. Okay, even the Canadian, Canada, in Canada, the interest rate was also held steady. Then in Australia, the interest rate in August was cut down. There was a rate cut. It was brought down. It was brought down, and also in UK, their interest rate was brought down. Okay, in United States, their interest rate was held steady as of last month, which is August. So we're going to see the impact of this. Then in their inflation, let's look at their inflation. Let me just run down their inflation. The Australian, their inflation in July, the last day of July, that's 30th, it went down from 2.4 to 2.1. That was a drop. Then in Canada, in August, immediately after July, that's August precisely 19th, it went down, their inflation rate went down from 1.9 to 1.7. Okay, the euro area, their inflation in September went up from 2.0 to 2.1. Okay, then the Japanese, their inflation went down in August from 3.3 to 3.1. Then the New Zealand in July, the 20th of July precisely, their inflation went up from 2.5 to 2.7. The Switzerland on 4th of September, just last week, their inflation was steady from 0.2 to 0.2. There was no climb, there was no fall. And then the UK, their inflation on August 20th went up from 3.6 to 3.8. And you know that when inflation goes up, things become a little bit tighter. Okay, let's look at Australia. Their GDP in September, 3rd of September precisely, was good. There was a positive climb. Then the Canada, their GDP in August 29th, that's ending of August, came down. There was a huge drop in their GDP. Then the euro, there was also a drop from 0. Okay, it was 0.4, somewhere around 0.4, and it came down to 0.1. Okay, that is on September 5th of September. The data came out, there was a drop. The Japanese, their data also came out on the 7th of September. It was a positive climb for them. And then the Switzerland, their GDP came out on 28th of August, and it was a drop from around 0.5 thereabout to 0.1. It was just a drop. Okay, the UK also had the same drop to 0.3 from around 0.5. It came out on August. And then the United States, they had a good climb from minus 0.5, it went up to 3.3. That happened on 28th of August. Now, to apply this to the technical analysis, if you check very well, before 1st of July, the Euro USD in 4 hours chart had a positive climb, was making higher highs, okay, made higher highs, about 3 points, and stopped. Now, on the 1st of July, because of this data that I just read out, the inflation, the GDP, inflation rate, the GDP rate, and then the interest rate. So you can see that there was a positive climb here, here, and here. Now, what happened? Why was this drop? I want to know why this drop. Okay, there was actually a momentum. Look at the wave. The wave was actually heavy. But here, the wave died down, okay, up to 30th of July. Why did this thing happen? So I want us to know that it was because of these data here that this drop happened here. There was a drop down here, and then it actually broke this low, and this one broke this low. This one broke the first low here, and then this one broke the second low. So for this kind of behavior to happen in the market, something caused it. It was anticipation of the data that were to be released on August and September. These data were not actually so beautiful. Okay, if you look at the inflation, most of the inflations actually went up. Okay, and some of them, like the Japanese, their inflation is still around 3.1, which is actually very painful. The euro have stabilized around 2.1. Okay, look at New Zealand. They have from 2.5 to 2.7, and then the UK, there was a climb from 3.6 to 3.8. And then the US dollar, the United States, there was a climb of their inflation from 2.7 to 2.9. So these things were to happen around this part where we have an oscillation. So marketers began to price in at this point. Marketers began to show a behavior that shows that something that is not conducive, something that is not comfortable is about to happen. And then if you look at the GDP, very well, you see that most of the big currencies, the euro, the GBP, some of them had a great drop. Okay, just like the euro had a drop from around 0.3 to 0.1 in their GDP, which occurred around here. Okay, and even the UK, there was a drop. The CHF, there was a drop. The Canadian dollar, there was a huge drop to a negative territory, a very huge drop. It was just the JPY, the Japanese, the Australia, the New Zealand. Okay, New Zealand occurred before this time, before July, and then the US dollar that secured a good landing. Okay, it's not that the GDP of the UK and the euro was totally bad, but the landing wasn't really good. 0.1 is not that much significant. 0.3, 0.1, the euro, the CHF 0.1, the UK 0.3, and it was a drop down. And for this fall to have broken this first point 1 and the second point 2, that simply means that the currencies that are paired with the United States dollar are going to weaken at this point. Okay, they've already weakened here, and then this oscillation, we could not break this point. All these oscillations, which could not break this point, is just telling us that there's going to be a drop down here. All these currencies that are paired with the US dollar will experience a drop. So this is exactly what is going to happen in the long term. In the long term, we are going to witness a drop in Euro USD. We are going to witness a drop in GBP USD. We are going to witness a drop in AUD USD. We will witness a climb in USD CAD. We will witness a climb in USD JPY and USD CHF. So this is how it's going to play out on the long run. We're going to have a buy on USD on the long run. Okay, now let's look at what will happen on the short term. Presently, on the short term, that's this week. What are we going to experience this week? Probably this week or next week. This week particularly, what's going to happen in this week? Now, this is the Euro USD chart, 5 minutes Euro USD chart. Now, in this chart, we see that the Euro USD was going down. Up to this point, look at the momentum, the wave. If you look at the wave is actually great, showing that there is great momentum. But at this point, the wave began to stall. The wave began to crumple on itself. The wave began to collapse at this point. And there was a climb up. Okay, then look at the oscillations. These oscillations, we are hoping that at this point, there could be a breakup, okay? So probably this week, the Euro USD may experience a climb. Then we may experience a fall in USD CAD. We may experience a fall in USD JPY and USD CHF. So that is for the near term. In the short term prediction, we may have a climb in Euro USD and other pairs, other currencies that are paired with the US dollar. So with this little knowledge, and then with your own technical analysis, let's put up something great and see how the week is going to run and how this month is going to run.